ScottEPage, Diversity and Complexity. Get ready to explore the intricate world of diversity and complexity through the lens of ScottEPage's book, Diversity and Complexity. This summary will guide readers through the 3 types of diversity: variation, variety, and composition. Delve into the origin of diversity within types and understand how the complexity of the world's environments leads to an abundance of diverse life forms. You will also learn about the limits to diversity and how complexity exists between order and randomness. Finally, the significance of robustness and diminishing returns in complex systems will be highlighted.
Exploring the 3 diversities. Life is replete with diverse attributes, but can they be categorized? Yes, and it all boils down to 3 types of diversity: variation within a type, variety between types, and composition. A simple analogy using items in your refrigerator helps illustrate these concepts. The subtle differences among similar cheeses show diversity within a type. Comparing cardinals and flamingos, both birds but distinct species, illustrates variety between types. Finally, considering how individual pieces, like bolts and screws, create something distinct like a washing machine or an airplane highlights the composition aspect of diversity. Understanding these 3 types of diversity allows for a more nuanced exploration of the world around us. Unraveling diversity's origins. Diversity arises through various mechanisms, such as mutations, inversions, and recombinations. In the realm of biology, mutations are small changes in DNA, leading to offspring with slightly different traits. Inversions occur when information gets flipped during production, creating new variations. In contrast, recombinations consist of merging elements from different sources. They are observed in both biological and cultural contexts. Transference, another type of diversity creation, is directional rather than a mixture of elements and is commonly found in everyday products. Diversity takes root in myriad ways, including mutations that result from errors in the production process. These minor alterations can significantly impact traits, as seen in the slight DNA mutation that leads to longer bird beaks. Inversions add to the mix when production information gets flipped, creating new variations. Picture an inside-out spring roll with the same ingredients assembled in reverse. Similarly, inversions in DNA coding can lead to remarkably different outcomes. Recombination emerges when elements from various sources combine, such as genes from 2 parents producing a unique offspring. This process can also appear culturally, as musicians like Bruce Springsteen cite influences, demonstrating metaphorical recombination. Transference, on the other hand, involves a one-way transfer of elements, as seen when cup holders are adapted to work in boats, lawn chairs, or cars. This approach contributes to diverse applications and uses across products. Embracing diversity in evolution. Darwin's theory of natural selection might make you think that nature would have less diversity, as the fittest individuals thrive over weaker ones. However, the world's array of creatures flourishes due to the complexity and constant transformation of their environments. Factors such as temperature, altitude, and water presence constantly change, driving the need for adaptation and creating the ever-changing characteristics necessary for survival. Close relationships that form within diverse environments lead to even more variety among species. A species can only exist and thrive in a diverse environment, since their food sources and predators differ, ensuring that no one resource is depleted or predator becomes dominant. In conclusion, the world remains diverse and healthy due to its complex, ever-changing nature, fostering a rich environment for life to adapt and evolve. Diversity in design. Consider a chair. It has basic components like a seat, legs, and a backrest. Yet, the way these elements are designed and assembled can create a vast variety of chairs. This concept of combining parts illustrates the rich diversity in design. Similarly, rats and humans are composed of almost identical cells, but their unique assembly creates 2 very different organisms. The same can be said for cars, where the arrangement of standard components results in distinct models like a rugged Jeep or a sleek Mini Cooper. This diversity arises from a need to find different niches, fitting environmental and market demands. Successful restaurants, for instance, thrive by discovering a niche that caters to their customers' preferences. With just a few varying factors like spice or plate size, numerous niches can be explored, existing harmoniously alongside one another, ultimately creating a diverse gastronomic landscape. Exploring the limits of diversity. The concept of diversity is influenced by several factors, such as the number of dimensions, type size compared to niche size, and interdependence among types. The range of possible combinations and dimensions determines the diversity within different objects or living things, but constraints like resource requirements and reliance on other types can limit this diversity. Consider the seemingly numerous ways to build a house compared to constructing a bench. To grasp the limits of diversity, we need to assess the factors that confine the possibilities. A key aspect is the number of dimensions an object or type can have. The formula XD, where D represents the number of dimensions, demonstrates the significant impact of dimensions on diversity. Objects with more dimensions inherently have greater diversity, such as cars with various features, compared to pencils with relatively fewer customizable aspects. Another crucial limiting factor is the size of a type compared to its specific niche. Larger entities require more resources and space to survive, reducing their count in comparison to smaller counterparts. This relationship explains why the world holds countless insects and bacteria but supports far fewer large animals like elephants and blue whales. Accordingly, expansive environments like oceans and African savannas host massive creatures since they offer abundant resources. Interdependence among types can also limit diversity. When types depend heavily on one another or other factors, they face restricted options in their development. For example, though plenty of books exist due to their limited dependence on other genres or factors, computer operating systems are expected to integrate with numerous other types like software programs or servers, thereby decreasing their potential diversity. In summary, dimensions, type size relative to niche size, and interdependence are critical factors in understanding the limitations of diversity across objects and living beings. Complexity, between order and randomness. The concept of complexity exists between the realms of order and randomness, as seen in the acronym BOR, between order and randomness. While systems having many parts may not be complex in themselves, and randomness isn't inherently complex, true complexity emerges when a mix of orderly and random elements are present. For example, the game of cakewalk is quite complex due to its blend of orderly rules and random outcomes, illustrating the intriguing interplay between order and randomness. Unraveling complexity. Complexity defies simplicity, as it cannot be easily explained or predicted. Unlike complicated systems, such as a blender, complex systems don't always abide by rules, making them harder to foresee. Cakewalk is a fair analogy for complex systems, as the game's evolution becomes unpredictable when participants walk in different directions. Complex systems contain tipping points which, once reached, can lead to chaos. Predictions become challenging due to sudden, large-scale changes resulting from seemingly insignificant inputs. For instance, a few individuals starting a riot can swiftly escalate and destabilize a society, showcasing the cascading effect small changes can have on an entire complex system. Harnessing robustness through diversity. The key to performing well under pressure or uncertain situations lies in the robustness of our systems. Robustness is directly proportional to diversity, as systems with more variety can adapt easily to disturbances. A diverse system yields consistent performance without drastic fluctuations. This concept can be applied to agricultural yield, stock portfolios, and even ecosystems, which demonstrates that embracing diversity leads to a stronger and more efficient system. Robustness, the ability to adapt and function amid disturbances or uncertain conditions, is crucial for achieving stability and success in challenging situations. A system's robustness can be seen in its capacity to combine multiple skills or components, enabling it to withstand fluctuations and maintain consistent performance. The diversity within a system plays a vital role in determining its robustness. For instance, take an agricultural field. The more variety of crops grown, the more robust the field becomes, resulting in increased yield. Contrastingly, a field with fewer crops may suffer from a less stable yield, negatively affecting its overall performance. Similarly, diversity in stock portfolios safeguards against fluctuations in the market. A portfolio focused solely on businesses affected by global oil prices, such as car manufacturers or airlines, might see huge dips or spikes in its value. By diversifying portfolio investments, investors reduce the risk of dramatic value changes and stabilize returns. An ecosystem's robustness, too, banks on the diversity within the species that inhabit it. If multiple species share similar susceptibilities, they can be disproportionately affected by a common destructive factor, thus destabilizing the entire ecosystem. The Irish potato famine is an excellent example of how limited diversity within an ecosystem can lead to devastating outcomes. Since almost all Irish potato plants belonged to the same variety, blight had a catastrophic impact on their crops, causing widespread famine. Ultimately, embracing diversity is essential for fostering robust systems, be it in agriculture, finance, or ecology. Diverse systems are better equipped to adapt to changing conditions, maintain stability, and resist threats. Thus, the formula for success in uncertain situations lies in cultivating and sustaining robustness through diversity. Embrace diversity, boost performance. Everyone knows bedrooms require basic furniture, but adding more of the same won't make it better, just cluttered. This idea of diminishing returns illustrates that when we add the same type to a system, each addition becomes less beneficial than the last. Consider assembling a product development team for an app. The first computer engineer greatly improves the team, but multiple engineers are less useful and could be overkill. Instead of repeating the same pattern, diverse skills fortify the team. This concept transfers to a shopping mall's performance where varying types of stores boost overall productivity. When a mall has one of each store, it performs at 90%, whereas lesser diversity led to reduced efficiency at 80% and 60%, respectively. Therefore, investing in diverse teams and systems ultimately yields better results. Embrace diversity for robust systems. Every day, we engage in numerous complex systems without conscious effort. As our world continuously grows in complexity, the importance of diversity becomes more crucial than ever. A diverse environment ensures better performance and robustness of these systems. The struggle bees face due to limited floral species in their habitat negatively affects their colonies and poses a potential environmental crisis. Similarly, the 2008 financial crisis was triggered by minimal diversity in financial products and strategies, reinforcing the need for a more robust system. In stock investments, a diverse portfolio with a mix of industries and risk levels offers increased resistance against market fluctuations. Thus, embracing diversity in our complex world safeguards the systems we heavily rely on daily.
Upon completing your journey through diversity and complexity, it becomes evident that diversity plays a crucial role in maintaining the delicate balance of our world. From understanding how diversity emerges within types to how evolution through natural selection has created the diverse ecosystems we see today, this summary has shed light on the importance of diversity for systems to perform better and remain robust. With the world rapidly becoming more complex and interconnected, we must recognize the value of diversification in order to prevent large-scale crises, such as the 2008 financial crisis, and to ensure a sustainable future for all.